Hey everybody, good evening. Here we are at session 12. We're getting close into the term. I'm looking at the schedule. After tonight, we've only got, is that really right? We've only got four more meetings, which includes the final exam. Um, and so then, I'm excited. We got some cool stuff coming up. I'm also excited just to be the end of the term. It means that we will have accomplished our goal of learning about a whole bunch of cool stuff in contemporary software development. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Tonight we're going to be doing mob programming. We got a chance to observe some people doing mob programming on Monday. Hopefully you got a good understanding of what it's all about, both through that exercise and by watching the screencast or reviewing the slides. But tonight we're going to experience it. Everybody is going to experience it. We're all here in the classroom. So tonight we're going to be doing like what we did with pair programming, right? First time that we do it, we're all here together so that you can get a very visceral experience, so you can understand in real time how it works. And then next week, next Wednesday, will be our second mob programming activity, and there you have the option to attend in person or remotely. It is up to you. Remote mobbing is a perfectly valid way to mob. They're also, from what my own experiences and the experience of my students, they tell me that it's different. Feel free to attend in person or attend remotely. Before we dive into mob programming, I just wanted to open it up for any topics, any questions, anything that's on your mind. Project 3 was due tonight, so a lot of Project 3 submissions come in. While you're all mobbing, I'll be running those submissions, any submissions that have come in already, through the grading script. And if there's anything busted about your program, I'll let you know so you can fix it right away. But how did you find Project 3? What was it like compared to Project 2? I heard a couple of, yeah. Oh, more work than I thought it was going to be. Was there anything in particular that you found, I don't know, either confusing, either or challenging, or just like, oh, I thought that was going to be easy, turned out to be not so easy? Yeah, it's interesting. I've heard a number of students give that feedback over the years that, boy, you'd think something simple like changing the date format, that'd be pretty straightforward, but it's not, right? And it's not intentional, but yes, the fact that like you're using the local date time class and the date formatter and stuff, things just behave a little bit differently. I think some people notice that it's kind of hard to find exactly the right format string that will meet all the requirements. And so then, neither good nor bad, but it's definitely some work. Sorry, I'm trying to turn off I want to turn off the waiting room. Host tools. Waiting room. Cool, thanks for that. Any other observations that people have about Project 3? Sorry? Mhm. Oh, yep. Oh, like, so the format of the text, the way you had to parse it in, got a little bit annoying. Okay. Yeah. Any particular then insight or like lesson that you learned that you said, oh boy, if I had known that, or like, what's your advice to people in the future? No, nothing. It's on then. Yeah, you figure it out. No problem. It's yeah, it's really insightful. Yeah. Yep. That's a good idea. Yeah, that not breaking space character is tricky. That's actually relatively new. We didn't have that a long time ago. They added that to the JDK, and then I think it sort of it made it so that it's more difficult to parse. I don't know if it can be done. I don't know, but it's like not intuitive. have that non-breaking space there. It's great for formatting, but then for trying to parse it in, it's not so much. So yeah, I mean, I think the lesson there is that you have control over the format of the text file, and so then you really want to use a a very specific representation of the data, very specific format. Yep, nice, cool. Let's see here. Project 4 is due next week. That's the REST project. We saw it a couple of weeks ago, but I'm sure you're probably just engaging on it now. Anything I can tell you about Project 4? This is the REST API. This is, you've got the client and you've got the server. We did all that refactoring of the code to try to turn the dictionary into an appointment book application. Anything you'd like to know about that? Anything on your mind regarding Project 4? Well, as questions come to you, please feel free to ask them on Slack. My preference is to answer things in the general channel, in the class channel. So if you if you ask it there, you'll get a response a little bit quicker than a DM. But I also understand where it's it's not, you'd rather ask things privately, but just expect that I'll answer them publicly, especially when it's something that's relevant to other people. Nice, good deal. Anything else I can tell you? We'll get in. Talk about mob programming for tonight. So I posted a link to this handout, this Google Doc. It's in the let's see here. It's in the general channel. I posted it earlier today, earlier this morning. We walked through this on Monday, so I'm not going to go into detail again, other than just to remind everybody, mob and ensemble programming is a scaling up of pair programming. You still have roles like the driver and the navigator, but you've also got the mobbers. And so then the role of the navigator is a little bit different. It's something that we experienced on Monday. That in addition to the navigator having a conversation with the driver, they're really having a conversation and listening to the rest of the mob behind them, and then ultimately having that inform what the navigator instructs or requests the driver do. So we'll have our session tonight will look a little bit like what we did in the operating theater exercise, in that we'll have mobs of 6 to 8 people, and I'll let you all decide. Probably in this group, well, let's see here. Well, there's 2 more. We'll have at least 3 mobs, and if you want to self-organize into 4, that's fine. But I recommend that you have more than 4 people in a mob. And we'll do a series of pomodoros where we will work in, we'll do 12-minute pomodoros. So 10 minutes of mobbing, of programming, of developing, working on the kata, followed by a 2-minute reflection. And I really encourage you to take, to put your hands down from the keyboard and talk as a mob. Hey, with the pairs, I think what I observed, and it's fine, that maybe after the first couple of rounds, people just blew through the reflection, kept on coding. It probably that's a future purpose for a pair. But for the mob, I really encourage you to say, hey, listen, let's talk about how things are working. Talking about how the mob is working, what it was like to be the driver, what it was like to be the designated navigator, and what was it like to participate, to be a mobber. Right? Are you having an opportunity to express your ideas? Do you feel appropriately engaged? Are you staring off into space? Do you understand what's going on? It's okay, and as a matter of fact, I think it's important to speak up, advocate for yourself, and advocate for others in the mob. So tonight we're going to be working on the RPN Calculator Kata. So RPN stands for reverse Polish notation because it comes from someone from Poland. And the idea here is that you have arithmetic expressions that are expressed not using infix notation, but using postfix notation, which means that you have the 2 operands first, and then you have the operator. So for instance, if you wanted to divide 20 by 5, you would say 20, 5, divide. And the whole idea is that the operator consumes the previous 2 operands. And that's how you get 20 divided by 5 is 4. And you can have more complex expressions without like parentheses and stuff. So if you have 4, 2 plus 3 minus, you have 4 and 2, and then you have the plus operator. It'll contain the previous two operands. And then the result of this expression is then the first, is then the first operand, and then you have that 3 and then minus, and then what this is equivalent to is 4 plus 2 minus 3, which equals 3. Is this notation familiar to folks? Have you seen this before? Maybe, maybe not. A little bit. Okay, yeah. Okay. Um, but yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Like my wife's an actuary, and she's like, "Oh, this is just like in my my HP 27 calculator." I'm like, "Okay, fine." Like probably we would recognize this as something like a stack operation or whatever. So, but what this allows you to do then is have express fairly complex arithmetic operations just as a series of numbers and operands, and the grouping of the operations well, is more than applied. It's actually quite explicit about how all of this works. Because here you have, you can have 3 operands. Well, actually, you have three numbers, and then when you hit this first multiplication, you then take the 2 operands preceding it, take their sum, sorry, take their product, and have that then be just basically, it replaces that there, and then similarly you have 7 plus all this, and then you get all of this multiplied together. And let's see here. So then start off with the 4 basic arithmetic operations, plus, minus, times, and divide. And then, hey, for bonus point, for extra stuff, you can then do the square root operation, which is a monary. What's the right word for that? It takes one argument, right? Sorry? Unary, thank you. Unary operator. So you have 9 square root, the square root of 9, which is 3. And then there's the max operator, which says, hey, of all of the preceding operands, which is the largest? And then you can have it you can then have it also be sort of inside the set of operations. And there's a little bit more about max down here. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. I know you haven't had a chance to really dive in to the kata, but any initial impressions, any initial things that you'd like clarified or want to ask about? No? Hope this is exciting. One of the pieces of feedback that I got is that students in the past said, "Oh yeah, this should be the first kata because it's interesting but not too challenging." So hopefully you're finding it the same way, that this is something that you have some ideas of how to approach it. So inside the Kata's Summer 2025 repository, I have added on the main branch a new directory called RPN Katas, and that's where I'd like you to work tonight. There is a project for each mob. It's the same old thing that you've seen before. So first thing, that as you form your mob, make sure everybody can commit by adding their name in the pom.xml. So everybody knows who everybody is. And then out of the box, you've got a mind. Oh no, wait, did I? I should go fix that. How did that end up being Minesweeper? Well, that's really interesting. That's the one for next week, so I need to go fix that. Sorry about that. I will do that while you all are getting ready. Oh, surprising. And then you'll be working with this. You've got the. Well, I'll just rename this now. I'll just call this RPN Calculator. RPN Calculator. And rename all of the tests. So you've got an RPN calculator, and you've got unit tests, and you've got integration tests if you want it also. Although the assignment itself, well, I guess you could take a string from the command line or whatever. Really it's up to you and the mob to decide how you want to structure that. So please work out of this repository. I let's see here. And then we have this awesome classroom that has these projectors around the perimeter, and I highly encourage you to use them. I brought the HDMI cables, and so then what I ask is that you self-organize into mobs of 5 to 8 people, and nice, great. And then have someone come up and take an HDMI cable and one of the cards so that everybody knows what mob is. So mob 1 has already declared itself over there. And then use the projector. You can plug in over here in the port on the side for HDMI and plug it into somebody's or everybody's laptops, depending on what you want to do. Shall we? Okay, let's do it. Oh, and sorry, guys. I'm really curious to hear about what your experiences were like mobbing. So let's start with mob 1. This is mob 1 right here. Yeah. Okay. So we can read what you wrote, but like, what are some of the stories that you tell about your experience tonight? Like, what struck you as interesting or informative?
So for our group, like I've worked on RPN Calculator, I've taught RPN Calculator.
So you're very familiar with the domain, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I expressed this to the group, but I apologize. I felt like I was speaking to most of them, so that they appreciated it. So we came in like with a definition, and we were doing the design, we came up with like kind of separate ways to approach it, and then just decided on one. So one of the things we wrote was like being able to be flexible. So we were firm in our design decision, but flexible in our approach.
So in the implementation, we were flexible and
yeah, changed up like our implementation, changed up our tests, which tests we did in which order.
Yeah.
We wrote under what was well. So yeah, then the basic tests working well. Once it got a little more complex, so tests like catching errors. That's where we slowed for sure.
Great. Others in the team, or the mob.
This is what I was saying.
Yeah. Sam was kind of dominating. Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, I mean, like having a discussion, having two different ways to do it. Like Sam had worked on a implementation program, and what the goal was that we all get to see what works for us and kind of so once we figured out a final pattern, we were actually start.
Excellent. How far did you get in the problem? How'd you feel about that? Yeah, you got the 4 operators and everything. Okay.
Yeah, good. It doesn't expand out yet. But, that was last thing make sure that they back in get that through.
Okay. Good deal. Ideas for next time. So next week we're gonna be doing it again. What are some things that you'll take forward or hope to get in your next mob?
I was thinking we should do more drivers. I think that would
Ooh, more drivers. What does that mean?
like having or I would have to oh, that's right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Just having different sections of the group getting stuff done while other teams are doing.
Yeah. So more parallelism. And so was that sort of a indication that maybe the mob was too big?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
There's too many people working on one problem.
Yeah.
That much to be done. All the people on one problem.
Okay.
So I have to get that problem, get it done.
Yeah.
Projects.
Nice. Excellent. Thanks, Mob 1. Okay, Mob 2. Who is that? Was that you? Okay, you back there. Okay. Awesome. So, like, what were your experiences like? What was similar to Mob 1? Maybe what was different from Mob 1? Ah, okay, yep. Yep. Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay. Okay, so then thinking about like the mobbing experience itself, um, like you said it went smooth. What are some indicators that it was going smoothly? Everybody was talking, yeah. Yeah. Good, you're rotating roles, yeah. Nice. Okay, and so then ideas for next week, things you want to take forward and hope that you can get in your next mob. Longer HDMI cables, okay. And watch it all flash and everything on the screen because there's some like, yeah, electron. Nice, okay. Okay, yeah, so you did a Zoom. Yeah, right. I saw you guys hop into the yeah, the Zoom, and so you had one machine plugged into the projector, and then it's everybody else. Yeah, okay. Like that's what we did on Monday, I guess, too. Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, and so you can sort of see who's speaking into. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Name tags, because for a moment I thought you were going to say icebreakers and like that's oh god. Yeah, good. Okay, good, good. Yeah, yeah, name tags. That's a good idea. Awesome. Thanks, Mob Two. Okay, and Mob Four. Okay, so what was your experience like? What was different for you, and maybe what was the same for you? Structured at the beginning. Yep. Oh. Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't want to interfere because I was looking from a distance. It's like seemed like there were like two groups there, and like some people were coding at the board, and people were coding on their laptops. Like, well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, and so then, did it work for you? I mean, that's kind of an unusual approach. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I really like because of what we're talking about right now. Like I think that's myself. Like I was solving this thing as a problem, and then after like I did it, I realized that like I don't have a solid understanding.
It's just like one day all over again in tennis, right? It's like
Exactly.
right, yeah.
And so I think mock programming is really cool because like then right now we're doing work in, and then some of the group can be like, here's what we're doing right
Ah,
now.
right, going off and researching or
Yeah.
okay.
So the whole idea of like working in parallel and like at one point someone was explaining something to me and it was really helpful. At another point, like you were working on like an edge case while like driving down here and still working.
Yeah.
So it looks
Okay.
chaotic, but my brain helps a lot.
Okay. Good. Good. How far did you get in the problem? Nice. Okay. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. More brains. So the problem. Yeah. More capabilities. Cool. Excellent. Okay. And so then, looking forward to next week, what are some of the things that you want to engender in the next mob that you're a part of? Yeah. Okay. There you go. More. Sorry, why I didn't hear you.
More comfortability, just like doing these types of like
Gotcha.
programming with other people. So like maybe we get a
Excellent. Cool. Okay, good deal. Well, we will have another opportunity to do this next week. So next Wednesday, again, it's our second and final mob programming activity. You can be here in the classroom or you can be remote. And we'll be doing a much more complex kata where we'll be playing the game of Minesweeper. And so then we'll see you then. So have a great weekend, everybody. Monday is more Android stuff. I'll be showing you how to do some Android development to inform your Project 5. In the meantime, have fun on Project 4. Let me know if there's anything I can tell you. Bye now.
Work team.
Yes.